Hey guys, welcome back. It is Lucid, and I am joined by Grippa.
Hello, I have returned.
Yes, we're getting close. We're not quite at another 10 turn mark, but we're getting there. And I think this is probably going to be the turn we attack the monkeys.
Yeah,
This,
somehow this happened.
yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like if you try to reach an agreement and you can't reach an agreement, even if the agreement's over something stupid, then like if you can't reach it by negotiating, then the only thing left is to either back down or agree it by force, which is a kind of weird thing. And if you're
Yes.
negotiating hard, like you're saying, okay, well, I want this, and they're like, we're not going to give it to you, then like the harder you push your side of the negotiation, if you back down from that, then it's kind of like, okay, well, I was bluffing. And then that's kind of like a ding against you when you negotiate in the future, too.
Uh-huh.
So I don't exactly. This was not really what I wanted to do. I think we need to. There's a few things. One is, well, both of these nations can foul vapors, and they probably both have it now. Arco and Bandar, which were the ones we were looking at. But I think the question still is like, what? And maybe this is a good thing to talk about because you and I haven't talked that much since diplomacy went south. What is it we want out of this war? Like what would be good outcomes?
To not be totally surrounded by absolutely massive nations.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how I'm looking at it. We got Caleb taking over Raga, and or possibly not, and or yes, and or
yeah,
no. That's a weird thing. Arco is just Arco. It doesn't matter. He can have one province, and I'd be terrified of him.
yeah,
And if Patala gets Midgard, then we have a massive monkey border on the top.
yeah. So, but I think this brings into like, do we want to conquer all of the monkeys? And I don't think we do, because then we would obviously be too big. It would be like super long logistics. But do we want to conquer? Okay, did I say Patala before? I hope so. Do we want to conquer
Yeah.
Patala? I don't think we do. Do we want to conquer Midgard? I'm kind of open to that.
Yeah, if we just happen to have Midgard's capital at the end of this, I'm happy.
Yeah. And like if we get the other thing is maybe we try to get all of these four provinces, and I would also be okay with that. Or I mean if we just get these two, I'm kind of fine with that too. It would be nice to get this for if we attack Arco, it gives us another vector to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the interesting thing, the rub in all this is, so the elves are doing some desperate last thing, and we're helping them. We sent them some gems and whatnot to do that. That being said, once they have done their desperate defense, I don't know what they can possibly do afterwards. Like, I think they've spent everything they have to spend, and then they're just super behind in research. They're behind in land. They're not going to take stuff back without attrition. There's more monkey armies coming.
Of course. Well, I figure that they're elves, so they should just die. Is my opinion.
Yeah.
The only good elf is a dead elf,
Yeah.
and I felt dirty giving elves gems in the first place to fight Patala. I mean, I agreed with it, but there was a tiny part in the back of my mind remembering the untold dozens of games I died to an elf.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, you know what? Burn.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't. Midgard is a super strong nation, and Maryland's a good player, so I don't mind seeing them die. Exactly. I mean, they were also friendly neighbors, so I was happy to have peace with them and support them in whatever way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a horrible thing. Midgard being taken out of the game. So if this thing goes according, so let's talk about this is the plan for Midgard. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the test game, and we will watch what happens when you have a bunch of flaming arrow monkeys that run into 20 air elementals. And Maryland and I had been talking a bit because we're recording the tournament finals, so we're talking a fair amount anyway. And then this game typically comes up. And wait, whoops. That's not the right one. And Camp Midgard. Okay. This game comes up, and he's telling me about like what he's thinking about, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I think the only way you can win this thing against, because elves hate ranged units, and this is actually scarier than the army that Patala has. Like, it doesn't have as many high quality of these dudes. Some of these guys are starving though, but whatever. It's got more Marcata, I think, or more like garbage. And this has like a shit ton of longbows and fancy stuff. It's also starving. But they're gonna have flaming arrows on them. But I was like, the only thing you can do, I think, is air elementals. And the problem is, I think, and he kind of hinted at this in that little chat we have with him, Grippa.
Yeah.
That he's been spending the reason he only has 40 air gems, and I've given him at least 15 of those. I think maybe even closer to 20. Or Grippa and I have, and he's been spending the air gems on other things. Like, I think he's been making gear for his thugs, like giving them a dancing trident or whatever it is. And now those are gone, and the thugs are mostly dead. And I think a lot of those items are actually, we could look at it after this, but I think a lot of those items he's made are on like the most random ass commanders in that Patala army.
God damn it. Elves are going to elf.
Yeah. But this is what, this I think is how this goes. You put up basically a big chaff screen. You have a bunch of... Now, I didn't have this set up exactly right. I think the better thing... I think some of these guys are going to do a second round of air elementals. I think the better thing after this is air elemental, reinvigoration, imp. But you'll just see what happens with about 20 air elementals.
Oh, there goes the flaming arrows.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like much right now, but if we zoom in, you can see the air elementals are squishing things reasonably quickly. And it doesn't look that bad. Like team-colored squares, it still looks like there's a lot of yellow, and some of this stuff is retreating. But there's a lot of air elementals up here. And the nice thing, too, will be, I think, how he's going to do it. He's going to have a lot more summon imps. So, the imps are going to prevent a lot of these guys from retreating. And anyway, this is a little bigger than it was. But, yeah. That's kind of what I think we're expecting to have happen. Now, Maryland kind of made a mistake in that he asked for an extension in the game channel and said it's because he needs to test.
Yes. I saw that and I was like, Maryland, oh no, what are you doing?
Yeah, because we were talking with him before and we were like, the one thing, the most important thing is he doesn't gem bait you. Because if you get gem baited once and you lose those 40 air gems, like, you're done. Like, I don't even have any more air gems to give him. Like, he's just fucked. And his fort, let's go look at it. His fort isn't cracked, right? So why would he be testing if they can't storm unless he's going to ride out?
Exactly. I was like, oh no. I sat there typing in the extension like, God damn it.
So we actually, and I don't know if you undid it, I had a guy here, Cloud Trap, using, this person's going to chill this turn, Vladimir.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they need to chill.
I kind of figured.
Yeah. But this was going to be our gem baiter, which honestly I don't think will matter much. We'll look at the Patala army real quick. We'll see how similar it looks to what. So it's a lot different. It's got these guys. Let's see what they bless with. They don't have magic weapons. They're not going to be terribly great against... In general, I would say this is a much shittier army. It's more clustered up, so the air elementals are going to do more work. These guys have a magic attack. No, this isn't magic, is it? Nope.
I don't even know what those things are.
This thing is going to get mowed down by air elementals. Like, completely fucking mowed. By the way, this trauma that I'm seeing and predicting and helping, that we're helping Maryland to create for the Monkies is the trauma I see upon it is the trauma I am worried about when I saw all our neighbors, and I was like, God damn it, we have Kalem as a neighbor, we have Raga as a neighbor, we have Vanheim as a neighbor. You're like, fuck. These are all air elemental nations.
We had our favorite nations possible around us. Cold 3 air nations.
Yeah. It's like the worst. So, but yeah, let me pull up the commander list. Let's see if we can find any of these guys. Okay, this is definitely elf gear. Definitely.
The most random caveman champion.
He might have made this part like this enchanted pike, but this, but the dancing trident and shit, I guarantee that's from a goddamn elf.
That's hilarious.
He's made these lion pelts. I don't think those are from elves. This is almost certainly elf air gems.
Wait a minute, those are our gems.
I don't know about those ones. I thought there was more. I remember looking through here and being like, okay, maybe not that much. It's got these guys with a handful of acorns, huh?
Are they assassins?
No.
Why would you have... Okay.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. So we have to think like a few moves ahead. So this army dies. This turn, let's say we attack all of these border provinces here, and we take this. Meanwhile, we're going to have these two armies, this one here and this one here, coming up to plow through here, or potentially even come and take the cap. We have to navigate like what we're going to do. So like, let's say the raid is done. He's going to be pissy with us, right? But that's going to incentivize him to finish taking the cap. So next turn, let's say we've raided all of these things. He's going to be sitting on top of the cap, presumably with the fort broken, which it's not yet. I think he's like, okay, I'm definitely going to storm, or maybe I scout ping and then storm, but he's going to be a little bit on the clock because we're going to be fucking with him and our armies are coming.
Yeah. It just depends on whether he stays in the cap now or not because of that extension.
But then, no, let's play it forward, right? So we've gotten this stuff, right? We've gotten these 4. We can potentially even go to take this. He goes to storm, and that turn when the fort's broken, the elves ride out and they kill him to a man. Then what are we going to do? That's what I want to figure out. Like, we have a lot of the elf stuff. We have a big army here. What do we do? Do we ask the elves, like, okay, guys, y'all have, extracted your pound of flesh from your attackers.
Bet you can't do that again.
Right, but what do you want us to do? Because we don't really border the monkeys except that they were eating you. Do you want us to come in and eat you? Or, what do you want?
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. I don't know what it'll say, honestly. And I don't want to, Maryland and I are friends, but I don't want to ask him as a friend to give us his shit. But I don't know what I don't know what the next play is after this. But it's the best play for the elves. The best play for the elves is to fuck these guys super hard and then be like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, the best event that could happen is the elves ride out, fight the monkeys, doesn't wipe the army, but gets their own army completely wiped. And they have 50 Marcata left, and that was it. And be like, oh, well, now the elves have nothing, but the monkeys still have basically nothing here, too.
Yeah.
So there's no point at all for the elves to keep going. Because they don't even have an army then. So then it's like, oh, here's the mercy kill. Thanks for the capital.
Yeah. So that will be interesting. And then, so if the more the elf losses are, in some ways it's kind of better for us because it facilitates them kind of sliding into just being like, okay, we're out of the game. You can have some of our stuff. Then we have to split up this land. And the Patala is going to ask for a lot, but because he's been a dick, we've got like 800 troops coming over here. So they're going to be in position now. And I'm pretty confident we can screw them. Like our mages are starting to come online. The only thing we have to worry about a little bit is foul vapors, which we're going to need, by the way, for that war with Arco. So we're going to need enchantment 7 pretty soon. But look at our research. Holy shit, it's up at 1,000 a turn. I
know. I'm just salivating every time I see the research thing. I'm just like, oh man, it was at like 900 last turn.
Yeah. So, and it's going up by a lot. I think it's going up by at least 100 a turn. And then, I mean, when we move our mages out, it's going to go down some, but. Okay, so the monkeys get wiped. We have a bunch of this. I think we press for this stuff and this, and they can have the cap and all of this other stuff. And this one, I'm okay maybe parting with and saying, okay, well, they can keep this, but we're definitely getting this farmland. And if they want to, I think the thing is, like, if we don't give them enough Grippa, then there's going to be a pretty big incentive for them to, like, want to fight us.
Yeah, I think that we could theoretically get away with just skirmishing with them and then getting that farmland, that province to the northeast of the farmland next to Arco, and tell them flat out, like, hey, we're looking to fight Arco.
No, they already know that.
So we can get this.
A little bit.
But we just want these 4 provinces here. There's 1 fort and these 4 provinces.
Yeah.
Just to help facilitate that, and then we'll leave you alone, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just wishful thinking, but
yeah, I don't think we need too much. I want the monkeys, like, 2 things. Like, if this works out for us, like if they get their armies crushed, with half of the air gyms notably being ours, and we're going to be gym baiting and raiding them. If they get crushed, that will be, on one level, it's like an I told you so. Like, you should have taken the deal where your armies didn't get crushed, where we had a vested interest in you being successful here, because we would get some land from Midgard. That would keep us from sending all of our air gyms to them.
Yeah.
Like, we're better as friends, so we get like an I told you so, which is like some credit that will be useful in the game, so that the next time we make a threat, they might be like, maybe we should not be dickheads and listen to them. So we get that, but then I also want them to get enough where they're happy, because I do want to have like a strategic part. Like, I don't want to I want them to learn, but I don't want to piss them off, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because this whole thing started at first because we just wanted that fort.
Yeah.
And they said no. And now it's like we're planning to invade like 7 tiles and be like,
yeah.
It's war.
So what are we going to do, Agrippa, if they say that you can have these 2, but we're not giving you these 2? After they've gotten their stack wiped, after we're raiding them and they've got like 100 troops, 200 troops coming to reinforce, and we've got like 800 on the border.
Well, at that point, I would say no. Like, I would want to be like, if they get wiped and they're 3 turns away from getting there, I mean, I think we can come up with something to fight that stupid monkey force in 3 turns.
Yeah.
So I would double down the offer again and be like, hey, maybe I'll talk to Cash or whatever and be like, hey, we don't have to do this. We want 2 provinces out of like you.
Well, no, we want more than 2 now. Now we want 4.
2 more
on
top of what we had.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting situation.
Yeah.
I'm not quite certain. I haven't played enough with Cash to understand how he's going to think.
He is, let me tell you, I've played a lot of games with Cash now. First of all, he's a very greedy player. He tends to do a lot of greedy things. You can tell he's being less greedy here. He's got a lot of troops, which I like. Troops early, and we're still kind of early in the game, is not greedy, and he's making a boatload of troops. So I like that. So he's fixing that, because I think he heard it in the finals and was like, yeah, I kind of fucked up. But he also is not, in my opinion, a great ally. He's a good neighbor, if that makes sense. So If we
Yeah.
have peace with him, we can totally trust that he will live by the non-aggression pacts and he will do gym trades if he thinks it's in his best interest. Like, he's in many ways a good neighbor. But if you want him to be an ally and like attack somebody when you do, he's playing. I mean, he's the Monkeys. What can I tell you? The Monkeys sit there. Every person I've ever seen play Monkeys, they sit there and watch you fight while they're sitting there being greedy. That's part of his DNA, and I think it's part of the DNA of every Monkey player.
I've been playing as Patal in a different game. That's literally what Zan and I are doing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like you draft that nation, it's like
you just love research so much. You just with that nation, you just start researching, and it's like crack. You do not want to stop, and so.
And he's always like, oh, yeah. And then doesn't. I mean, everybody, first of all, every Dominion player is like that a little bit. Because, like, there's a lot of times when, like, oh, yeah, like, conceptually, I'm with you. Conceptually, I'm on your side. Conceptually, I'm helping you in this war. But when it comes to, like,
and prayers.
Yeah, do I want to commit any troops? Like, maybe. Maybe.
Thoughts and prayers for Midgard.
Yeah. So, now, other people I've played with are different. Other people I've played with, I know that when they commit to attacking somebody, like, they will be, first of all, they're good enough generals, like they know how to organize and script their troops well enough, and they're trustworthy enough. Now, everybody has a degree of, like, okay, are they actually going to pull the trigger? You know, but...
Yeah, it's a weird game of Russian roulette, it feels like, sometimes with these things. Like, if you jump in first, the other person doesn't, you're just like, you started the war, so now, like, you're in it no matter what.
Yeah. And, I mean, everybody learns as they go along, too. So, like, one of the things I learned is try to communicate more. You know, like, if you're not going to be able to make it, let people know, otherwise it will piss them off. And don't let them know just, like, that turn. Like, oh, surprise, you're getting ready to attack this turn, I can't do it. You know, like, let them know. Like, I've been communicating with Vedheim and Tianchi that we're not quite ready to go on Arca yet. We're probably going to need Enchant 7, and we have this little issue with the Monkeys we have to resolve.
Yes.
But... okay, so let's talk now. We've done a lot of philosophy. Let's talk specifics of this turn. What are you thinking for these raids? One thing of note, too, is we don't know where the fucking god is. I have no idea where it went to.
Well, considering we don't know where the god is at, I feel like raiding groups such as Malia and Drazina is probably our best bet, where they're not extremely...
High commitment.
Yeah. And they're fast.
Yeah.
So that we do have the option of, like, because the god can drop on us at any time, sure, but we can counter drop theoretically on him.
Well, the god can't magic phase. That's one of the things.
I don't remember what his god has. I just remember it's
well, we can actually extrapolate it real quick. It's the Devi of Darkness. And last turn, it was sitting here with a pile of Ganas and Naga warriors. And it's in a forest. And there's snow over here. Can you tell from... You have that conversation with Maryland. Can you tell... Do we know where the Ganas are? Because the Ganas are probably with the Devi. Ask Maryland if he can see any Ganas.
Sure.
Or see if there's an update. Because I think... We'll go ahead and make it... I'll probably see the bless here, too. Reinvigoration and Blood Surge. Interesting. It's a Mage Bless. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 Earth and 4 Blood.
Yeah. So this is his god. We don't know whether it was dormant or awake. My guess is it was dormant. Though I think it's got enough... It's got this skull necklace. It actually has some protection. You probably could expand with it. Because it's got fear, too. and okay,
Yeah.
especially with Earth. I think it because this will jump up to. I want to say like 17 effectively. Although we'll see. So I think this is it. And then, oh yeah, he can take it awake with good scales, and they want this. I think he trashed Misfortune and, I don't know, took neutral scales here or something. I don't know. Oh no, he took Luck. So it's Luck, Turmoil, Magic, and Heat. I think he might have gone like this. I don't think he went Growth 3. I wonder, we can take a look at their scales. Anyway, that doesn't matter so much for the testing stuff, so we'll put this right here, maybe like that. Okay, we'll call this their build for now.
Okay.
But if we look at it, did you see, by the way, if there were any Ganas present that you could detect?
Marilyn just said, so far I did not see them.
Okay. So map move 22. This bitch can haul ass. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's an Olympic
That is
sprinter
an
right there.
intense sprite too. Look at that. Got a head with blood dripping from it. She's holding like a little saucer to collect it because she's probably gonna drink it later or something. Skull necklace. Tits out. I guess this is her tongue. That's a scary lady. Oh my god. Titan, so it's like 100 feet tall.
Dear God.
All right. So we don't. You know what I was thinking and why I wanted to know where it went? I'm suspicious. I can't prove it, but it sat here in this province for a couple turns. I'm suspicious it either built a lab or it has a fort going up and they put a glamour item here. And I've never had this suspicion before, but for whatever reason, my funny bone is saying there's a glamour item and it's suppressing the army size.
Okay. I mean,
because where else could it go? We can see this. They can see where. I don't know, maybe it could have gone here.
the god definitely was not in the battle for the fort, right?
Definitely not. And no Ghana's here either. I'm pretty sure. I think we ping this too. Well, no, maybe we do a light read here.
Sure.
The other thing we have to manage, so we don't have a ton of commanders, so we might have to get like another commander or two. And then like here we've got two commanders, one turn left on the fort. So I think what we do here is we have this guy finish building the fort. And then we have these budget ass commanders with like pretty budget raiding squads. Oh, this is a gimp leader. He's got all afflicted dudes. So I think we send the afflicted dude up here. How much gold is this? 40 times 6.
That's it is 11 p.m. My brain math department has shut down for the night.
All right, fair enough.
It's not that much.
It's not that much. Okay, thanks, Gribbo.
Like 240, I think. Is that what's
okay?
Yeah.
Got high-tech calculations coming out from Grippa today. It's not that much. Okay, thanks.
Look, we're outside a fort. I don't know what's happening.
All right, and so I think this guy... Put this guy attack closest. All right, so this is like as budget as we can get. And then here, but we're going to need more commanders probably next turn. Because these guys are going to have to go, oh no, yeah, we're going to need another commander here. So to free up some money. And this commander also is gonna ditch. I think here we go like this. Attack closest. We're gonna need another commander here. But this place, people are getting their ass afflicted too. Because it's this stupid disease site. Here we roll out probably with the whole army. I say army, it's like a few dudes and their friends.
And a priest.
So we put these guys here. We put these guys here. Oh, you know what we can do? This freed up a bunch of commanders, so we can send these guys off to go do commander things in other spots. Like this guy can come over here. This guy can come. He can wait. And I think we send...
The most ragtag group of mages possible.
You know, we got this... I don't know, was it an event this turn? I think it was. With this Barrel of Air. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was last turn.
I think it was last turn, yeah.
I think we give this to Zan and say, if you break it, you need to pay for part of it. But I think it will help him go siege down this fort underwater. He didn't say anything when I mentioned it to him.
Just send him a barrel of air. Here, you owe me.
If you break it, you buy it. Should help give you some chaff to siege and support your water elementals. One love. Okay. That's not very Russian, though. What would the Russians say at the end of it?
I got nothing. All my Russian stuff comes from Dota, which is not useful for this
if you break
message.
If you break it, you buy it.
Take this empty bottle of vodka.
Siege down the fort. And let you bring... water elementals. We accept payment in vodka and potatoes.
To make more vodka with.
Yeah. Wait, what's the Russian like? You can Google it real quick too, maybe. What's the Russian for like cheers or like, you know, like...
I can't pronounce it.
Oh god.
Not helpful. Zadzarovye.
Okay, it's not going to make it in here.
I'm not helping us in the slightest.
Do
Nostrovia. No, you can use Nostrovia.
Nostrovia. Like that?
Yeah, it's exactly how you do it. Nice.
Okay. There we go.
I must be that good at pronouncing Russian.
If you break it, you buy it. Okay, there we go. So we're going to send that to him. We got this army going off. Make these guys slaves. Let's have this as a front line. Hold an attack. We'll put these guys on hold and fire. That way they sit nice and politely where they should be. The communion slaves we'll put at the back with the Bakemono, the commander. And we'll put this guy kind of close to the front, and he's just going to do... you know, I guess honestly, like Legions of Steel, or we'll do Summon Earth Power and then Legions of Steel. And Strength of Giants. We'll put him on Advancing Cast in case they run into any heavy resistance. Hopefully he doesn't get sniped by an arrow. It might actually. Do we have any Gimp people here?
Oh, he's totally gonna get sniped by an arrow.
Weekend.
That's my life.
Chest wound. Let's keep the weakened guys here. I'll put the chest one guy can go back in. We'll put this guy on guard commander. That way there's going to be people to catch arrows with him if something random happens. I think that'll work. Conservative gem use, that way he doesn't turn these things into elementals yet. Yeah, I think that'll work. You can do Phoenix Pyre later.
Yeah, I don't think that there's gonna be much there. It's just gotta be 6 PD.
Oh yeah, we can bring these guys too. I forgot about them. Hold an attack rear. Or maybe just put these guys on attack rear. They'll probably be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Making more occultists feels okay, man. And we'll have... How many troops do we have here? 44 units in the garrison. This guy will be able to lead them all.
I love how much leadership these prince guys have.
Yeah, dude, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. We're claiming this throne, so we'll go ahead and start getting that income. Spreading our beautiful scales everywhere. Dude, don't we... it's been a long time since I played a game with, like, literally perfect scales. It's pretty amazing.
I know, it's crack. Dominion's crack. When you can do anything with everything at 3.
Yeah, we have so much money. Okay, the other thing, Grippa, is this next turn... I believe is the turn we're going to attack this again. We were going to attack it before, but we had to move these armies up here to go fuck with the monkeys. But this should be plenty, I think. And we're getting a lot more of these troops. We're basically doing a mass transition out of archers. We're at the phase in the game. That's another reason to fight the monkeys here, is these guys are not going to be very good for anything except siege chaff going forward, because everybody we're going to be fighting is going to be having arrowfin from here on out.
The anti-new castings.
Yeah. So, yeah,
that's our casual. Let's just keep watching Atlantis Force.
Well, I tried to bait him the last turn. I don't know if you noticed. I like moved everybody up here.
Yeah, you moved up north, and I was like, "Oh, we're leaving finally," and then they came back.
They came back because I was thinking Atlantis would be like, "Okay, now's the moment."
Yeah.
3 months, only 10 PD. We should move some of these assholes back. We're preaching.
Well, we'd be able to see if they ever go for it.
Go for what?
That province with the 10 PD.
Oh, I was more worried about events.
Yeah.
Blood hunting here. Oh, wait, I don't think we want to keep blood hunting here. Unless we get some Smeargle dudes. Well, no, it's only 4,000. I don't think this is the best place. Wait, how did he get diseased? Has he been diseased?
Old age.
Yeah, but it's not the winter.
Has he been diseased since winter?
How
much HP are they supposed to have?
Oh, that's a good way to check. 7 out of 10, so 3 months. 3 months ago was not winter.
Maybe he's just a wuss.
There's a disease site here, I think. Are people here diseased? Because didn't we have a lot of these guys over there? Oh, they're not. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a new job for our archers. Find disease sites.
Yeah, just sit them around, and a lot of them have death scales, but some of them don't. I think like there's like a water one that doesn't spread death scales or something, but
I wouldn't know. I'm not allowed to have magic sites.
Grippo, we've gotten great magic. I mean, not great,
I know.
but pretty good.
I'm so freaking jealous right now.
Oh, dude. One of the things that jealous. What do you mean jealous? You're in this game too. It's happening to you.
I know it's a weird feeling being able to build things and then getting the steel ovens on top of it.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. So, okay, so here's Patala's capital. And Marilyn and I were trying to figure out how in the hell Patala has all this fire magic. He's empowered a guy in fire. He's got pyromancers running around. He also has summer lions. And we were like, how the hell does he have a fire 3 to get summer lions? And my speculation, as I was trying to figure this out, was it must be the Golden Naga. And the Golden Naga is a hero they get. It's fire 2. You could get it on turn 2 if you were lucky. And he went around and site searched with it, got fire income, and whatnot. But as part of like the preamble to some of these negotiations, I was talking with Castronomical, and he was saying he didn't get the Golden Naga yet. And I was like, bullshit. How else did you do it? And he said that he has Heat 3 and Luck 3 and Magic 3, and the combination of those give you a ton of fire gems. And in fact, if you look at our turn, this turn, we got 5 fire gems. And it is a heat-driven event in the summer. Summer is unusually hot. And guess what province it happened in? Happened in a province with heat scales in it. So I think, actually, if I got to do this build again, Grippa, there's a lot of reasons I would not take cold. I would go heat 1. And we take an income hit, but I think there's enough advantages to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you would get a lot of fire gems. And our Malia Drazina would be map move 2 instead of map move 1.
And that's when I'd spawn next to Abyssia.
Yeah, exactly. At least it's not early age Abyssia.
Oh god, I still have nightmares.
But, so this is what I haven't finished. So he got all these fire gems, empowered somebody, went out to go site search, and he found the best fire site in the game next to his cap that gives you a free citadel, 3 something fire income, fire 3 mages you can get, and fire 1 mages you can get.
Yeah, I got that in my LA Satis game, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
But he got it as Patala, a nation that doesn't even have fire access. And he's got it super early. And this is relevant to us, Grippa, because first of all, Cash tries to get Eternal Pyre almost every game he's in. Now, you might be like...
Of course, I saw that. I knew where this was going.
Yeah. So now we find all the Heat nations are dead or dying. So it's like mission fucking accomplished, right? Because we're going to be able to control Eternal Pyre. And now the Monkies have lucked into the... They're probably like... They have more fire income than we do. I'm certain of it. They're probably at 10 a turn. These assholes. Maryland said he found a volcano in their land, which is a fire 3 site. So,
God damn it.
Yeah. And I think they found a lava. He's at probably close to like 10 a turn. So, yeah. We'll see. The other thing we have to manage is the expectations with Tianchi and with Vettiheim that we're not backing out or wiggling our way out of this thing with Arco. Like, we're going to help soon. Because we could have diplomacy start to turn on us if we get too aggressive on the Monkeys.
You know, I agree. And I still think Arco is the bigger issue.
Yeah. Well, we haven't talked research in a while, Grippa. Let's go through it real quick. So, Thumb 4, I figured we would get this for some of the remote site searching, like Gnome Lore.
Okay.
And Auspex would be really clutch. Later, we might be able to do Haru Specs too. But right now, we're suspiciously lacking any nature income.
I know. I saw that before.
Yeah. And we we've been doing our little Boy Scout job of sending out our little wolf mages to go search for nature 1 sites. We just haven't found any yet. But anyway, so that's Thom 4. And this turn we'll be getting Thom 4. And I think making progress onto Thom 5 as well. I mean, to Construction 5. And then I think next turn we finish Construction 5, make pretty good progress onto 6. And then turn after we finish 6 is, I think, how it will work out.
Okay.
And then once we have 6, then that's going to trigger. We've already got these guys moved here, so we can make the fire death thing in the steel ovens here. And then once we have that, then this lady can put that on and then make the flame helmet. And then as soon as our god spawns, we can probably... Maybe we make flying boots or something. I don't know what we do, but somehow we get her ass down here. I don't know what's the map move on her. What's the map move to get from here to there? 13, but in the cold, it's probably worse.
She's gonna be like map move 12.
All right, well, let's see.
I have no idea what her map move is.
Let's see. I guess we did kind of misgender our god. It's a she, and we named it Rasputin.
Shit. I didn't think about that one.
16. I don't think that actually is enough to get there in the cold. I mean, we can check a previous turn.
I think if we give her any boots, though, we'll be okay.
Yeah, but we have to make them, and we don't have any nature gems. Problem.
Is it only the nature boots that give you map move?
I think so.
The boots of reinvigoration or whatever?
Oh, it's 16 exactly. Okay, so we should be able to move there. You can see right here, 16. So that's good. So the god wakes up. The god walks her ass over here. If not, I guess we have to magic phaser. Makes the ring of sorcery or wizardry or whatever. And as soon as that's out, boom, eternal pyre.
Now we just need to
another strategy is we wait for the monkeys to put it up, because the monkeys certainly will. And then we overcast it that turn. Because if we put eternal pyre up before the monkeys do, then the monkeys are going to be saving to overcast it with like 200 or 300, I think. And we would then, the optimal play for us would be to save up 350 in the bank, which would take a while. Like we only have 5 income, right? So it's 25 total after pyre. That's 4 turns per 100, and that's, so to get to 350, we're looking at 12 and then 14 turns. That's not that bad.
Yeah. That's not terrible.
It would take us a shorter time for us to get 350 in the bank than it would take for him to save up to get 300.
And he has been spending some of his gems. I mean,
yeah.
Powered. He's got the Summer Lions, so he's not only banking fire gems.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he's probably started banking now, but we'll see. And he's also getting these luck events. Like he must have gotten at least 60 fire gems in the first 20 turns of the game. But we're trading for fire, so anyway. All right, Grippa, I think we've covered it. What are your closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts? I'm happy that Atlantis is basically put down. I mean, it's a pain in the ass that got that stupid ass fort built because people kept giving him money.
Yeah. That's to be expected.
But I'm not worried about them. They can't be getting, like, they are probably already income capped.
Yeah.
It would be nice to push out his dominion as much as possible.
Yeah, we've got preachers coming to each of these spots now. No one's coming here yet, apparently. But I guess these guys who are coming up here, once they get the Dominion switch, which will probably be like 5 turns, they can come down here.
Yeah. Because that would at least put pressure on him, too.
Yeah.
Because, he somehow has his freaking Dominion squished between us and Arco, and he hasn't had a temple anywhere near it. He hasn't had a temple period in the last 6 turns.
Yeah. Getting this throne will be super clutch too, because then it's going to just be blasting him. Like, what if there was are any of these the super pushy Dominion pushy thrones? First stage 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh wait, we're 2, 2, 2. I think these are all 2, 2. Okay, there's one that's 3, which is the first stage one, but I mean, the throne of bureaucracy or the other one, which is like 7 temple checks a turn. He'd be like, "Oh, fuck!
This is my land now."
Yeah. Oh, we haven't site searched this either. We need to get our ass in there and look. And we need to build a. The other thing that going to war with the monkeys has cost us was, I was paranoid because he had this huge army here that he would PD dump, and I'd put enough that would have killed or at least severely maimed this army.
Yeah.
In both of these provinces. So there's a 37 PD dump and there's a 36, which is, I mean, an enormous amount of money. But to pay for all that, I had to stop the fort here. And then also building a fort here is not terribly safe with the monkeys. So.
Yeah, that throne is like really precariously just jutting out there.
Yeah. The other
thing, it is only 2 away from our cap. It just feels way further away.
Yeah. The other thing to be a little cautious of too is as this war comes to a close with Raga, with the birds, if the monkeys are very angry with us, it's very possible the monkeys and the birds form a coalition, a zoo coalition of all the zoo animals coming to fuck with us, which would not be cool.
No, I would not want to have to deal with fighting Calum bullshit with this nation right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think the Malia Drazina will trade that well with some ice lances.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, the late game is like, okay, we'll get... By the way, you know what we need to do? We need to turn all these blood slaves here into... Well, you were saying to do it down here. Steel ovens. We need to turn these blood slaves into sanguine dowsing rods.
Yeah.
And then get these guys... We made some too. Are we using them? Not really. And then this guy... I was thinking, what I want to make, Grippa, is a stone sphere. I want to make this thing. And then I want to start seeing where all these thrones are. And what sites people have. What are your thoughts? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's your way of doing scouting, so we'll do it that way.
Yeah, but you also see spy like stuff, like you will see sites and stuff, which I do care a lot about. That's fair. Yeah. And then if somebody, it's actually really fun if you're doing YouTube to have one of these too, because occasionally somebody will tell you like, oh, there's going to be a cool battle somewhere, and then if I've got this, I can like look at it and then show it on YouTube. So that's kind of fun too.
I still wonder who was scrying or doing whatever on our cap.
Yeah.
I still have no idea who did that. Who literally every single mage there is an astral mage. How did
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if they clicked the wrong spell or something, but
maybe. I'm just gonna mind hunt Utgar's cap. Like,
did you see our stealthy, super sneaky spy going out?
Oh yeah, I love him so much.
Snooky, the stumpy, the armless five-fold angel.
The stump is my absolute favorite weapon in this game, just because.
-3, like it, -2, -1.
I like it more than the slap. It's a stump.
Yeah. That's going to be beautiful. Parker on top of Arco's cap until I think, who do we want to, so okay, once we get her on, let's say we get the scouting report on Arco, I want to get Vedheim's scouting report. So I think we send this way and we just keep bouncing back between these two capitals.
Yeah.
To get scouting reports, because these honestly the two nations I'm worried most about.
Yeah, Vedheim seems to be doing very well, so
yeah.
I am slightly concerned about them joining this coalition.
Well, but it will give us a border with them, so that we can maybe turn on them.
I'm not going to complain.
But we are cold 3 though. So that is
exactly.
But strangely enough, if we've got this one lady who's doing our site searching. I'm having her make a skull staff because if we want to, by the way, we could potentially thug out a Banelord. But we need a skull staff on her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to be our voice of Apsu caster. And if we get a good water income, one of the weaknesses of Vetyheim is, okay, sure, they've got tiny little bits of cold resistance like Bogarus does. However, they also have tiny little HP pools. And what that means is you can Murdering Winter them and you will destroy their fucking armies. And they're like, oh, we're in cold 3, we're safe. It's like, hope you like Murdering Winter, you motherfucker. I was terrified of that in my video game.
That is honestly hilarious.
Yeah. I think it's honestly like an oversight by Illwinter. They were like, oh, we'll give them cold resistance. But they didn't do the math that, okay, we gave them 3 cold resistance, but in cold 3, Murdering Winter does 14 armor negating damage. So that's 11 after you subtract out the 3 cold resistance. And that means that you're going to be taking 11 damage when you look at your mages as Vetyheim. They have 7 hit points.
Perfect.
These guys have 5, but it still doesn't matter, right? Because 7 plus 5 is 12. It's 14 armor negating damage plus DRN. They're gonna get fucked. And the troops, the Rimveti, are fine. They've got 1 million cold resistance.
Yeah.
But the Berserkers, which in my opinion are the mainstay, they also get wrecked because they are at. They've also got 5, so it's 13 hit points. 13 effective hit points against Murdering Winter, but Murdering Winter does 14.
I want to Murdering Winter a Veti stack this game.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, that sounds like an achievement.
Yeah. Killed the goblins with cold winds. Very nice. But, there's probably ways to bait it, too. Like, you threaten a forest and you make it move a ton of stuff there, and then you jabate out, like, you leave, and then the next turn, like, the biggest fucking, like, blizzard winter storm arrives, and they're like, fuck. My approach to that as Vetyheim, though, was just to have more stuff in more places. That there was never, like, okay, you killed one of my stacks, I don't even care. But we'll see.
Yeah, I recall looking over with my scouts at your Vetyheim being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They just keep going.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so I should have mentioned this to you. I was talking with Zan, and I was telling him, I think I don't know why it's not done more. Maybe it's just people don't play enough games with the same people. But I think a winning strategy is you have a strong ally, and y'all basically just say, like it's not an official agreement, but you basically say, we're not going to fuck with each other most of the game. And we're going to get really big together. And if you do it such that y'all keep extending your border, which for us would mean fighting Calum next, if we do that where we keep extending our border with each other, so like he attacks Calum and I attack Calum, I attack Calum like here and he attacks Calum like here, well, now we have a bigger border with each other, and as long as we don't turn on each other and backstab one another, we can get way bigger than everybody else in the game, and it would never make sense for anybody else to fight us. Because, imagine we eat Calum, and TNG eats part of Calum, right? And so now we're like this, a triangle like this. Maybe we have part of Arco too. And TNG has part of Arco on the south.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who is going to fight us if we're the same size as TNG? You picking up what I'm saying? That basically...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like, I think it's a very difficult thing to counter.
It's a weird match-fixing-esque thing.
Yeah. And what it would potentially do is put it in a situation where... First of all, I don't think it would necessarily make for the most fun game, so we might tinker with it this time, but I don't know if I want to keep doing it. But it would potentially put it in a situation where it's like you've basically given yourself a 50% chance of winning the game because you've eliminated the chances from everybody except your partner.
Yeah. It'll be the only way that Zan and I can fight each other. Because in every game, we just declare wars to border each other and the game ends.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's look at these scripts real. Well, I think we'll end the recording here. We're at an hour, but maybe you and I
Fair.
can hang on and double check these scripts real quick afterwards. So.
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. Grippa, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what we got. See you next time.